Liberia and other parts of the world. Today is Monday, December 29, 2025. My name is Fabian Kuya presenting, and these are our top stories. Government collection of 2025 national budget. Prosecutors seek removal of 5 jurors in ongoing arson case at Criminal Court A. Legislation for allegedly issuing fake work permits to foreign workers. And away from home, Niger's military rulers order general mobilization to combat armed groups across the country. These stories and much more, including sports, the weather forecast, the news in Liberian English and French. But first, Grace Tau and the news bulletin.
Liberia Revenue Authority (LRA) says it is intensifying its reform agenda for timely collection of the 2026 national budget. LRA Commissioner General Doba Jala named digital transformation, enhanced automation, and data-driven compliance as key steps the entity is taking. Speaking at a news conference Monday in Kingsville, Commissioner Jala also disclosed robust nationwide taxpayer education and awareness campaigns as part of efforts to encourage compliance.
The 2026 target is substantial and implemented. However, just as complex national reform require patience, planning, and persistence, we are confident that with discipline, institutional reforms, and collective commitment, Liberia can meet this challenge.
The LRA boss wants every individual, institution, and business owner to be integrated into the tax system for the advancement of Liberia. And while Commissioner Jala is commending taxpayers, individuals, and businesses for their continued support to the country revenue envelope. At the same time, Liberia Revenue Authority Commissioner General Double Jala has outlined major achievements at the entity for the past 2 years. According to him, LRA recorded 818 million United States dollars domestic revenue in 2025 and also exceeded its 2024 outturn of 699 million by more than 119 million. Speaking at a news conference Monday in Painesville, Commissioner Jala reaffirmed LRA's steadfast commitment to institutional discipline, professional integrity, and systematic reform.
This represents the highest level of domestic revenue collection ever achieved in the history of our country.
The LRA boss noted that the move demonstrated by the Liberia Revenue Authority clearly shows that Liberia's domestic resource mobilization efforts are being strengthened. Commissioner Jala is, however, craving increased budgetary support to address institutional and operational constraints facing LRA. Prosecuting lawyers in the ongoing arson case involving former Speaker Fanatic Kofa and others at Criminal Court A Monday filed a motion to remove 5 trial jurors from the panel. Prosecution alleged that some of the jurors were seen in open court sharing information, communicating and consulting each other before exchanging questions and notes, while engaging their first witness on the stand, thus terming the act of the jurors as prejudicious. Prosecution alleged that they have prejudiced the case and wants the court to disband the entire jury, adding that at a point in time one of the jurors claimed that the footage presented looks like a Chinese national and not one of the defendants has claimed. But in resistance, defense lawyers argued that prosecution motion should be disregarded for several reasons, noting that its misquotations and misstatement, adding that the statement attributed by prosecution cannot be the basis of disqualification. Defense lawyers argued that said juror or jurors did not commit any offense and that their comments cannot be applied to the entire jury, describing the allegations against the juror as an attack and provocation, and wants the judge to deny aid application and continue with the trial. Early on, prosecution should have paraded their second witness, but due to the motion filed The judge has reserved ruling in the matter for Friday, January 2, to make a determination into the matter. Fanatical and 14 others are on trial for allegedly burning portion of the Capitol building in December 2024. They are being charged for multiple crimes ranging from arson, criminal conspiracy, and criminal attempt to commit murder, among others. They have since pleaded not guilty to their criminal indictment, thus shifting burden of proof on prosecution to prove their case beyond all reasonable doubt. Labour Minister Councillor Cooper Cra has dismissed Labour Inspector Matthew Jones for allegedly issuing fake alien work permits to foreign workers for 1,000 United States dollars. Currently, all alien work permits are issued for 3,000 United States dollars. Minister Cra said the decision against Inspector Jones serves as a deterrent to anyone bent on engaging into criminal acts or malpractices that will tarnish the image of the ministry and the government. He warned staff of the ministry to be governed by the moral ethics and values as the new year approaches. The Labour Ministry boss recounted the president's zero tolerance stance on corruption, fraud, and other malpractices in the public sector. Meanwhile, dismissed Labour Inspector Jones has been turned over to the Liberia National Police for investigation. An officer of the Executive Protection Service (EPS), who is currently detained at the Monrovia Central Prison, lawyer has filed a bill of information seeking his release from further detention. A bill of information is a document filed before the court containing what the defendant is being charged for certain issues contrary to what the other party is alleging or claiming. In a six-count motion filed by his lawyer, Attorney Emmanuel Blair averts that his client, Flomo Kennedy, has a permanent employment and address as an employee of the Executive Protective Service, has decided to serve as surety for the defendant in good faith, he said, following the granting of bail to the defendant by the Judge Nelson Topa of Criminal Court D. They have been reported that's reporting regularly to the office of the sheriff to sign the attendance sheets pending the commencement of the trial. Strangely, Hugh Flomo, the EPS officer, was arrested and held in contempt of court for the defendant to appear before the judge and the court without any notice of assignment or citations. Based on that, he was arrested and subsequently incarcerated at the Monrovia Central Prison since November 19, 2025, and is still being detained until he can produce the living bodies of the defendants before the court. Anthony Blair is pleading with the court to order his release since he has been detained for more than 30 days on the charge of contempt. The officer, according to Judge Wise A. Wise, who is now presiding judge at Criminal Court D, said the EPS officer Flomo Kennedy was jailed for his refusal to bring to court his brother, who was indicted for armed robbery and stood as surety bond for his indictment that's indicted brother. Judge Wise earlier said he will remain in custody until he can turn over the alleged armed robbers, including his brother, to court for criminal prosecution that he signed for as surety. Defendants Winston Kennedy, Stephen Kennedy, Gifty Kennedy, Emmett Baseball, David Colley, Chris Harris, and Victor Mensah were indicted for alleged armed robbery, aggravated assault, criminal mischief, and criminal attempt to commit murder at Criminal Court D at the Temple of Justice. Vice President Jeremiah Cohn is expected to submit a comprehensive report on the contradiction between import costs and the prices of major commodities on the market. According to VP Cohn, the comprehensive report will be submitted this week to President Joseph Boakai. On July 26, it can be recalled that President Boakai appointed the Vice President to chair a high-level presidential ad hoc committee to investigate the disparities between import costs and prices of basic commodities and recommend practical solutions for immediate action. At an appreciation dinner for Liberian business owners in Ganta, Nimba County on Sunday, VP Cohn disclosed that the report Among other things, is recommended retail be exclusively reserved for Liberians. Vice President Jeremiah Cohn stated that during the investigation, it was uncovered that Liberian owned businesses are put at disadvantage by foreign businesses involved in retail sale. The Liberian Vice President stressed the urgent need to robustly streamline existing policies governing the business sector of the country. Grand Bassa County Superintendent Caillou Johnson is set to unveil a special monument to celebrate Buchanan's rich maritime history. The structure, designed to symbolize the county's bustling seaport, has been installed in front of the Catholic school in Buchanan. According to report, the cost of the structure is over 28,000 United States dollars, including the purchase and the shipment to Liberia. Superintendent Caillou Johnson and his wife reportedly ordered the construction of the structure following his appointment as county superintendent. The unveiling of the monument is expected to be a significant event for the county, highlighting both the historical and future importance of Ganbassa's maritime legacy. The Mines and Energy Ministry has officially opened a new county office in Bentall City, Montserrado County, as part of efforts to decentralize services and improve oversight of the nation's natural resources. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Mines and Energy Minister Matunuke Tingban said this establishment of the facility is intended to bring the ministry's services closer to citizens while strengthening the management and regulation of Liberia's natural resources. Minister Tingban cautioned against the operations of certain foreign companies, accusing them of exploiting the country's resources without undertaking proper land reclamation. He urged authorities and local communities to exercise vigilance when engaging with such entities. The minister also underscored the need to formalize the artisanal mining sector by organizing miners into cooperatives, noting that this approach would promote accountability and sustainability within the industry. Minister Tingvan assured the public that the government is working to increase Liberian participation in the mining sector. Meanwhile, Minister Tingban called on local authorities to collaborate closely with the ministry to monitor mining activities and ensure effective regulation. At the same time, the Mines and Energy Ministry has disclosed plans to establish official county offices in all 15 counties to strengthen decentralization and improve service delivery. Deputy Mines and Energy Minister for Planning, Fanset Molba, said the new offices will ensure transparency and easy transactions. He noted that the move is intended to improve oversight and direct engagement between the ministry and the people. Deputy Minister Molba said to support the new offices, the ministry has recruited 30 mining engineers and geologists with plans to hire an additional 40 technicians and professionals. He added that the offices will also be equipped with logistics, including 15 vehicles and 20 motorcycles, as well as internet, electricity, and other essential equipment. Meanwhile, Montserrado County Superintendent Warren Bryant has lauded the Minister of Mines and Energy and his deputies for undertaking such initiatives, and the agency have established the Seed for Liberia project to strengthen the agriculture sector. The Seed for Liberia project is an EU-sponsored initiative intended to transform the sector and produce standard and quality seeds for Liberian farmers. Deputy Agriculture Minister for Technical Services Solomon Head Williams said the seed project is also a component of the National Agriculture Development Plan for the country.
Component of our developmental agenda that addresses the way forward with regards to national agricultural development plan. The Skill for Liberia project is a EU funded project to transform the agricultural sector building strong local seed systems with our major value chains.
Speaking to ELBC Sunday in Painesville, Minister Head Williams said it will build a strong local seed systems for the farmers to produce more food. He said as a result, a seed development and certification agency along with two other groups have been set up at the Ministry of Agriculture to ensure its productivity.
Chris Tao and the news bulletin.